welcome to another edition of 10 for 10, 10 sports topics with the News 10 team. I am Griffin Haas here with sports anchor and reporter Brian Rudman. And obviously, we're staying with the NBA to start things off because the New York Knicks are NBA champions.
Yeah, that's why.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's for the non-basketball fan who may have thought they were going to avoid the 20 minutes of basketball talk.
We're just going to keep talking about the New York Knicks. No.
This will never change.
We have now moved into a post-championship world where the Knicks are the NBA champions, and everyone else is trying to just get on their level. That's really where we're at. That's just a fact. The big news in the NBA, other than the Knicks championship, Giannis Antetokounmpo. There was a Giannis sweepstakes. Came down to the Heat and the Celtics for Giannis Antetokounmpo's services. And the Celtics went all in and put Jaylen Brown on the table, a guy who won a championship with them. They pretty much are offering to blow it all up to get Giannis, a guy who averaged, again, 29 points per game last year.
Yeah.
And they didn't get him. The Miami Heat landed Giannis for a package that included Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, James Hawkes Jr., Kasparis Yakinchunas, I think that's his name, 3 first-round picks, a swap, and a second-round pick. We'll get to what that means, I guess, for the Heat, the Bucks, and the entire Eastern Conference in a minute. But there's fallout for the Celtics because now it seems like they are remaining active and engaged to trade Jaylen Brown. Brown has 3 years left on his 5-year, $285 million extension. It's just bizarre. I mean, we're not far removed from them winning an NBA championship, and I know last year did not go the way that they wanted, and they needed to blow it up. But I don't think anyone, especially even entering the playoffs this year, maybe would have seen this coming because they still were the favorites in the East, I think, in a lot of people's minds. And obviously it didn't go the way they wanted. You're a Celtics fan. I give the floor to you.
Yeah, I think, first of all, I think you can't blame them for trying to get Giannis. I think especially you look at how things went and the formula that the Knicks won with, because the Knicks are NBA champions.
Yes, they are. You know what? You know who was not involved in these trade talks? Jalen Brunson.
This is true, Jalen Brunson.
Everyone wants him with the Knicks out.
I think the Celtics are a team where right now, the way they won their championship, they were a team that was 5 deep. They had a full starting lineup where it was kind of balanced. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were the stars, but it was a pretty balanced lineup. This year kind of got away from that. They didn't really have the front court presence that the Knicks had during their run, and the Celtics obviously got upset by the 76ers in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. I don't think you can blame them for going after Giannis. I think once they put Brown on the table, once you put a superstar into trade discussions, whether it happens or not, you're kind of backing yourself into a corner where they kind of at this point have to. It puts them in an awkward position. And I think from a team-building standpoint, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, it worked to win the NBA title, but I think especially after Tatum was out for most of the year and Jaylen Brown was that primary scorer, they kind of have built themselves into this pretty similar role of primary scorer, wing threat. They're pretty similar in what they do for the Celtics. So it's tough because Jaylen Brown was such a huge part of that championship. I think it kind of does make sense in terms of when you look at the rest of the Eastern Conference and you look at the rest of the league, 2 superstar wings is not really going to get you where you want to be. I think Jaylen Brown, if you can move him for an effective big and kind of reload, I think that's kind of what you need to look to do, especially now that that you lost out on the Giannis sweepstakes and you're kind of putting it out there in the universe that Jaylen Brown was expendable. They're kind of backing themselves into a corner there, and it could work out for them in the long run, I think. But it's definitely tough.
I also, you have to wonder how much of this is like off the court stuff.
Yeah.
And guys not maybe seeing eye to eye because Jaylen Brown had a lot of comments, especially after the season, saying like this season was his favorite season ever, even though they were bounced in the first round, and people are like, "Oh, the season that you played without Jason Tatum was your favorite season, and
not the one you won the championship,
and not the one that you won the championship, and you were maybe the number 2."
Yeah,
and that says a lot. So I think that like how much of this is that, and guys just not getting along.
Yeah,
I do get that they do similar things, but like you said, if you build it right around that, it obviously worked, and they won a championship. And it's hard for me at this point. I do understand that with the way the cap is, you got to get rid of a big piece to make any significant change. Because it's harder to tinker around guys who are paid a lot of money. I just don't see any way that they get back any sort of equal value that will help them win a championship in the interim. And you have Jason Tatum like in his prime, and I know he's coming off an injury, but like these are the years to win with Jason Tatum and maximize his prime. And I just don't know any other like star for star swap that is going to yield the kinds of returns. Now, again, it could just be, it could be team building, and like the Knicks don't necessarily have, I mean, I would say Jalen Brunson's a superstar, OG's a star, Karl Anthony Towns is a star, but they're not like, it's not superstars or a couple super. So I get that. You can build the team the right way rather than just have the best players or the biggest stars.
Yeah.
I don't know the teams that have really been linked to him, and I don't really know. Yeah, they're going to get picks, and they're like, what are they going to get? Like, I just don't know what they're going to get for him.
No, I don't really know either. I think part of this is also, I think part of it's Brown's offseason, like after postseason comments. I think also once you floated him out there that he is expendable, you're kind of backing yourself into a corner there where he is our superstar, but we're okay with letting him go if it means getting a better piece. And that kind of, for a guy who seemed to like he wanted to be the number one, when you say, okay, he is expendable, kind of backs yourself into a corner in terms of now we have to at least consider moving him.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think at this point...
he's gone, I think he's gone, but again...
I agree with you. I think they were trying for Giannis. And I think, they were obviously trying for Giannis, but I think if they had successfully traded for Giannis, everyone would have said that's a great move. Not only is Giannis a great player, but in terms of the way that the team is built now, all right, your two superstars do some different things. I think you're not going to get that same return for him. They're not going to be in the same spot that they were to win a championship in the interim. And you're going to have to retool.
Yeah, they took the big swing.
Yeah.
Now it didn't work out, and now everyone knows that they have to trade him.
Yes.
So you're not only not going to get back superstars, you're not even going to get back probably what the value would be, because I think everyone's going to be like, you have to trade him because he's not going to want to be there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons I think the Bucks didn't make that trade. As I heard Jimmy Haslam, the owner, did not want to be in a situation with another star player that's there for a year or two and then decides, I don't want to be here, and force his way out. And he just did it with Myles Garrett because he owns the Browns.
Right.
He just did it with Giannis. I don't think he wanted to do that again, so I think they went for the less star package. We'll get to that in a second because I think that trade for them stinks.
Yeah.
But, I just think the Celtics have kind of backed themselves into a corner, and they've gone from a team that was like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah,
this is a team like, the favorites to win the East, going to win another championship. And 2.5 months later, it's like they're, I don't want to say directionless, but like you're now forced to trade a guy who averaged 29 points per game, who's going to be disgruntled for probably like less than he's worth.
Yeah.
So, not an ideal situation in my opinion for the
No, I would agree. I think they took a chance to go after Giannis, and I think it was worth that chance given the way that not only the East but the entire NBA is structured right now, right? The Knicks are good, and we expect them to be very good for a while. In the West, the Spurs, the Thunder, they're good. We expect them to be good for a while. The Celtics, it got proven this year. They needed to make a big swing. They tried for it, didn't work out. Now they backed themselves into a corner. We'll see how much they have to pay the price for that.
All right, let's move on to Giannis because I know it's not one of our local teams, but I think it does affect the landscape of the Knicks trying to go back-to-back, the Celtics, whatever they end up doing, what their title chances are. And I'll just say, as a Knicks fan, I was thrilled that he got traded to the Heat, not the Celtics, because I do think the Celtics are a team that if they get Giannis, I still think the Knicks would be better than the Celtics because I think that
they'd be a more well-rounded team.
Yeah, I think that Giannis is a great player, but it wouldn't solve their problem at center.
No,
it would open up another problem on the wing. So I don't know how they fix the rest of the problems.
Yeah.
But it would have elevated, in my opinion, even if it's slightly, a team that is a championship contender.
Sure.
We'll see what happens with Jaylen Brown, but as of right now, currently constituted a championship contender. Listen, if you're the Miami Heat, you make the trade because if you can get Giannis, you get Giannis and you figure it out. I don't think that this makes the Heat even that close to being a title contender. And the trade for the Bucks stinks. I'm sorry. I mean, you trade a Hall of Famer who won a championship basically by himself, put the team on his back. You get 3 first-round picks that are going to stink. Now, one of them actually was already taken because it was the 13th pick in the draft, which we will get to in a moment. So that pick ended up being
Braden Burries. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at 10. My bad.
Yeah, 13. That ended up being Nate Ament from Tennessee. He was a good player.
Yeah.
But it's not Giannis. Tyler Hero, who's like a good scoring guard, like Ware has his moments. Same with Hawkes and Jack and Chunis. He's got potential, but I mean, I don't know. They're just in a middling team that doesn't have if you're gonna get trade Giannis, the return has to be better. Now, maybe it doesn't work out for the Heat, and maybe those picks are better than you think, but that return is underwhelming for Milwaukee. But who cares about Milwaukee because they're gonna stink?
Yeah,
the Heat. I don't think that this elevates them. They have nobody who can shoot the basketball. And
no, they don't.
The last time that I checked, shooting the basketball into the basket is an important part of the game.
It is. Now, I'll say this about the Heat. When they have talent, Spo usually finds a way to make that talent pretty good.
That's great.
But I agree, they don't have shooters. Giannis is a phenomenal player, and he will certainly help to reinvigorate the fan base. I think they would be a relatively tough outcome the playoffs. But, I don't think this puts them into title contention. I still think they have more work that they would need to do in order to get to that point. I think you make the trade if you're the Heat because you get Giannis. You get a generational player, and you get one of the best in the game. For the Bucks, I think it's full rebuild now, which, for a team who won a championship a few years ago is not ideal, but that's just the way it goes. I understand not wanting to get Jaylen Brown, but it kind of seems like it could have put them in a slightly better position to kind of be better if you got a star.
I do understand that too. It's like
no, I completely understand not wanting to deal with that, but I'm just saying from a team perspective, if you got Brown and a couple of firsts, probably set yourself up for more success. But
I don't know how many firsts they would have given it.
I think it was multiple firsts.
Okay,
is what I had read.
Again, probably almost second rounders at that point because the Celtics will probably be pretty good.
Right.
I mean, Jaylen Brown will be fun for a couple of years, but I do get not wanting to put yourself.
Yeah. I completely understand that
in the same spot. I think if you're the Heat, this puts you in like the Cavs range. Like,
sure. It'll depend on what they do around him.
Like the Pistons were the best team in the regular season, but obviously they proved to be somewhat fraudulent. But will they be better? How do they improve that team?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Same thing with the Celtics. Knicks are here. Celtics and Pistons are kind of here. Yeah. I know the Cavs beat the Pistons. I just don't take them seriously because they have James Harden on their team. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. And they're frauds. But anyway, they can get into that level in the East where I think, like, could they win a playoff series for sure? Could they even make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals? Maybe.
Right.
But are they going to, like, beat a team like the Knicks? I don't think so. I'm not afraid of them if I'm the Knicks because...
I don't think so. I think it would be an upset, but if they did, it would be a big upset.
I mean, they don't shoot the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
No, they don't.
Davion Mitchell's their point guard right now.
Yeah.
And they have a great front court. Giannis and Bam will present problems.
Right.
Andrew Wiggins is like... I mean, he's not a great three-point shooter. He's a fine three-point shooter. He's a great wing defender, but, like, not a ton of shooting and shot creation there. And Norman Powell can score, but I mean, I don't...
No, they're certainly not as deep as some of the other teams in basketball. Now, listen, take the Knicks, for example, could Giannis and Bam in a front court together give them problems? I don't really think as a team as a whole. Those two in particular, maybe, but I don't think they elevate themselves to where the Knicks are right now. I mean, the Celtics probably won't be close to that level at this point. As Celtics probably won't be close to where the Knicks are because they're going to inevitably have to trade Jaylen Brown. But I don't think they're on the level of where the Celtics are at as currently constructed. I would agree. I think Pistons, Cavs is a good range. But once again, I think the Heat are just the way that franchise has operated. They are a tough out when you get to the playoffs, and especially because they will be pretty good defensively, and Giannis can. We've seen it in the past. Giannis can will a team to playoff victories. We've seen it in the past.
Yes. I'm just looking, and listen, my whole life as a Knicks fan has been usually looking up at another team saying, how do we get to their level?
Right.
Now it's the other way around. I can't believe the world we're living in. The Knicks are champions. And everyone's trying to get to their level.
Yeah.
Especially in the Eastern Conference. Because in the Western Conference, I think that the Spurs will just improve with age, and the Thunder will improve with health and But in the East, everyone's trying to get on the next level. And when I look at it, and I'm looking at matchups, it's like, okay, they have Bam. It's like, all right, well, the Knicks have Cat. Now Cat has shown what he's capable of. Not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball. Okay, we have Giannis. It's like, all right, we got OG. Like, one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Now you look at the rest of the Heat. And it's like Andrew Wiggins and like Davion Mitchell, and then you're looking at Jaylen Brunson and Bridges. So, listen, if you're the Heat, no brainer. I'm glad that he went there and not to the Celtics.
Oh, I would agree with that.
The Celtics would be more of an immediate threat.
Yes. Oh, I 1,000% agree.
We'll wrap up the NBA talk with the NBA draft. Not a ton for the Knicks. They made a million trades.
Yeah. They were good moves. Move back, helped them cap-wise.
They're trying to finesse the cap. It sounds like they are going to lose Mitchell Robinson, which is unfortunate, but good for Mitch. Go get his money. We will love him forever. But, yeah, the Knicks ended up moving back a million times. And then they got a point guard from Germany, and they got Tyler Nickel from Vanderbilt, who can shoot the lights out. So, 2 second-rounders, we'll see. Yeah. Mainly just cap finagling for them. Now, the Nets are a franchise. I will talk about them briefly, not only because, I mean, they're in New York, even though I think they have like 6 fans. If you're one of their 6 fans, you can reach out to me. But they did one of the, I mean, listen, this, I could be wrong. I think one of the dumbest things that they could have done, and that's pass on Darius Acuff Jr., instead taking Mikal Brown from Louisville. Mikal Brown, fine player. I watched a lot of college basketball. When I was watching Louisville, I was mainly frustrated watching them. I never thought, this guy's a no-brain NBA guy. When you watch Darius Acuff play basketball, especially in the tournament,
he was a dog
off the page. It's
Yeah.
like this guy has special talents. The knock on him is that he's too small. Well, guess what? They said that about Jaylen Brunson. And Darius Acuff is 6'3", 190, and Jaylen Brunson is smaller than that.
Right.
He's not a good defender. Jaylen Brunson's not a great defender. This is a guy that takes the ball and puts it in the bucket. That is what basketball has been about since its inception. Putting the basket, taking the ball and putting it in the bucket.
That's the goal of that. I forgot. I almost forgot
Take
about that.
the ball, put it in the bucket. You take Darius Acuff and you build around him, and just like the Knicks have done, getting Jaylen Brunson and building defenders around him who can also score. That's how you build a team. And the Nets are the Nets, and they do stupid things, and they pass on Darius Acuff. And I am telling you right now that they will regret it. They will regret it. And you know what? I think the Clippers will regret it at 5-2. The top four, AJ DeBansta, Darren Peterson, they could have gone either 1-2, either way. Yeah. Fine. Cameron Boozer, sure. Caleb Wilson, for sure. Those guys are all great players. So I'm not. But 5-6, Acuff should have been in that mix, in my opinion. I think he's that good. And those two teams in particular, the Clippers and the Nets, are going to regret drafting Darius Acuff Jr., I am telling you.
Yeah, I think Acuff would have been a home run for the Nets there. And this is nothing against Brown. This is just saying I agree with you. When you look at Acuff and you look back on this past college basketball season, when you watched Arkansas, you felt pretty confident when they needed a bucket that Acuff was going to find a way to get one. And I think I agree, especially when you look at the way that the Knicks just built their team, where it was point guard first. We're going to, when you have someone who handles the ball, who can score, but who can also dish, I think Acuff could have been that for the Nets. But we'll see. It's a draft. They're lottery picks. We'll see what happens.
I have one more thing.
Oh, yes. I already know where you're going with this, and I agree with you.
I'm just trying to make sure I have the numbers right on this. Yeah. The NBA draft is a disgrace, and here's why. So the league year does not start until July. So they don't make those trades official until July, which means when the NBA draft trades are made, they are not official.
Right.
We need to, as a society, as a league, find out a way, even if they're not official, to announce the trades before they happen and put them through the league office, however it needs to be done, so these guys can get the right hats when they go up onto the stage to be announced that they're drafted to these teams. Because every single year, everyone knows that whoever it is, for the Knicks, Cameron Carr is being traded to the Lakers. Everyone knows it, but he has to go up. He knows it. He was walking up to the stage saying, "Oh, I'm getting traded to the Lakers." But yet he's got to put on the Knicks hat, and he's wearing the Knicks hat all night long because he's going to the Knicks. The trade's not official. It's a joke. You don't see this in the NFL.
No.
In the NFL, the trades are, hey, this pick has been traded to this person. This team is drafting this person. Give him the jersey.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Every single year, you look back, Luka Doncic in his draft pictures wearing a Hawks hat. We had like 6 guys who were wearing the wrong hats in the first round of this draft, and everybody knows it, and we continue to do it every year.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
No, it's ridiculous. It's dumb.
We know it. We know it's happening.
No,
we see it, and we allow it to happen.
Yeah, no, it's...
Adam Silver allows it to happen.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. The way that they set this up, the fact that the draft happens before the league year, so the trades can't be official. So they've agreed to the trade, and it's reported to be traded from New York to New York, whatever. It's so dumb.
They can't keep getting away with this. We'll be right back. right. We're back with, I guess we got to talk about baseball.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah, neither of us, I guess, want to talk about baseball.
Well, you know what? The Red Sox beat the Yankees tonight.
There you go. Ooh.
So I'll take it.
We're going to start with the New York Mets. And usually we start with good teams, but the New York Mets are such a joke. I mean, listen, for my own sanity, thank God for the New York Knicks. Because I just can't even deal with this. If the Knicks hadn't won the championship and I was forced through this embarrassment of a season, the Mets have had a lot of embarrassing and disappointing seasons. This may be the worst. And I'll tell you why. Because the expectations were so high.
Yeah.
And here we are on June? It's now June 26th. And the New York Mets are 34-47. 13 games under 500. They're 15 games back of first place in the NL East. But even better, they're 9.5 games out of the wild card now. Yeah. Out of the wild card where there are 3 wild cards. The only 2 teams they are better than in the National League are the Giants by a half game and the Colorado Rockies by 2 games. The Mets have lost 6 in a row. The first 5 of those games, they gave up 50 runs. 50! In the games they lost tonight, they lost in extras, or if you're watching this on Thursday night, they lost in extras. It was one of the only close games they've had. The night before, they committed 6 errors. 6 in the infield. Run prevention, Stearns, run prevention. The preventing of runs. The defense, Pete Alonso, not good enough to play first base. We need to prevent the runs. We need to play defense, run prevention. Ooh. Well, guess what? Mark Vientos can't play first base. The guy they brought in, Jorge Polanco, can't get on the field. Luis Robert, don't know where he is. Francisco Lindor's back 1 game. Soto's out. Soto's back in. He wasn't tonight. Lindor's back out. He was just taking a rest. They can't pitch. McClain's been fine. David Peterson, we traded him to the team we were playing. We traded him to the Cubs. He stinks. Peralta stinks. Peralta was fine tonight. He gave up 3 runs. All of them were unearned. The game before that, he gave up 10 runs.
Yeah, that was really bad.
10 of them. Who else? Christian Scott. He's been hurt. Kodai Senga. If I have to watch Kodai Senga pitch another game for the New York Mets, I'm going to lose my mind. His ERA is 10. It's 10. He's 0-6. His ERA is 10. And Mendoza's like, hey, results matter around here. Well, guess what? Until we put him on the injured list, Marcus Semien was still playing second base. And he hasn't gotten results all season long because he's old, he's washed up, and he stinks. I can't watch Mark Vientos anymore. It's over. The experiment is over. Beatty stinks. It's over. Who else? Bichette's been fine. Christian Scott, he's been pitching okay. He's been hurt. McClain's been fine, not great. Bullpen's been okay. It's just I can't. If it weren't for the young guys, we'd have no bright spots. AJ Ewing and Carson Bench.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable that and Sean Manaea, he's been better. He was unpitchable for a large portion of this season. We're paying him like $35 million next year.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable where this team is right now. The Mets are spending this much money on a team that is 2 games better than the Rockies and a half game better than the Giants and is in last place behind the Nationals and the Marlins, who have actually been playing very well, to their credit. It's a joke. And honestly, listen, is firing Carlos Mendoza going to do anything? No. But something has to happen.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to be held accountable.
I mean, Ron Darling said it, and shout out to him for actually saying it on the broadcast. that this is like the 6-error game. He said was like this is when you have to reevaluate everything, and top down, everyone's in question. No one is above reproach in this case. Yeah. And that includes David Stearns, who built an absolutely garbage team. It is the worst team money can buy because they spent a whole lot of money on it, and they stink. Outside of Juan Soto, who is hitting like 300 and has like 17 homers because he's really good at baseball.
Right.
The way this team was constructed is a joke. And for a guy who said that this season was all about run prevention, to come into the year with multiple guys playing out of position and relying on guys to play positions that they've never played in the major leagues. Yeah. It was a joke at the time, and it's a joke now. Now, at the time, it's like, okay, I guess maybe Jorge Polanco could play first base. Well, he can't play at all. Maybe Mark Vientos is better at first base than what we've seen from him. No. Maybe Brett Beatty can play first base. Not so much. Can't hit either. We'll play Bichette at third base. He's been better in the games where he's been playing defense at shortstop, where he's played his whole life. It's just, I mean, it's awful, and it is. Yeah. And again, is firing Mendoza going to do anything? But someone has to show that this is unacceptable. Yeah. And how many times we have to listen to Mendoza and be like, oh, this is embarrassing. Yeah, no, we want to play. I get it. The manager can't. It's not necessarily. It's not his fault. But is he going to be the manager next year? No. There's 0% chance. So what are we doing right now? What are we doing right now saying that this is okay? If anything, if it's the player's fault, they should see, guess what? You cost your manager his job. Yeah. No, I think it's time. They're, what you said, 13 games below? I'm checking. Yeah, 13 games below. 34 and 47. The other thing is a 6-error game. 6 errors. It's time. It should never happen. It's time. You got to get rid of them. Stearns should probably be gone at this point too, but you got to fire Mendoza at this point just because, A, the players need a reminder that someone's going to be held accountable, and you kind of just need a fresh voice in there so you can start evaluating where this team is at and who you want to stick around and what's going to happen going forward, because it's embarrassing this team is 13 games below 500 given how much money they've spent. The young guys have been great. The rookies, Soto, great. Lindori's been hurt. That stinks. He's one of your best players. Bichette has come on in the last couple weeks, which has been nice. But, this team is just, like you said, they're constructed so poorly. The pitching staff just hasn't been what it needed to be. Peralta, you brought him in to be the ace. He was never really an ace. He was, very good run prevention.
This team stinks at run prevention.
Prevention.
It
makes me want. I'm going to lose my mind because this is a team. Again, not only did they have 6 errors yesterday, how'd they follow that up? They had 2 more today. Yeah. The Cubs scored 4 runs. You know how many were earned? I'm going to guess 0. 0 of them because of the errors, and also one was in
Ghost Runner.
Yeah, Ghost Runner.
Yeah. Okay.
The errors. They are tied for 3rd worst in baseball in fielding percentage. They are 2, 3, tied for 4th most in the league in errors.
That's not run prevention.
And if we want to talk about run prevention, they're 16th in ERA. I would need to see starters ERA because the bullpen's been actually pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
But, and also, they're giving up a lot of unearned runs because of the errors. It's ridiculous. And the whole notion that this guy, and listen, I have given David Stearns the benefit of the doubt, that this guy is selling us on run prevention and saying that basically making it seem like, well, Pete Alonso can't play here because he's not a good defensively at first base. And then coming into the year with 3 guys who have never played first base full time. Yeah. To be the first baseman. Jorge Polanco had played 1 inning at first base and is old and injury prone. Yeah. And then, again, Bichette's not been bad at third, but you're relying on another guy out of position to play third. Yeah. They moved Soto from right to left. He's been good in left. It hasn't been a problem. But again, you're playing all of these guys out of position.
Yeah. So I just checked. Runs allowed. Mets are bottom half of the league. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 11 teams worse than them in terms of runs allowed. Bottom half of the league. So
total runs
18.
or earned runs?
Total runs.
Okay.
Runs allowed.
Run prevention.
Runs against. So they're not. They're not. They're bottom half of the league.
But here's the thing.
Which, if that's the goal, you've done a horrible job.
But also, for the first half of the year, they had Clay Holmes, who was pitching really well.
Right.
McLean was pitching better.
Yeah.
Peralta was pitching better.
Yeah.
They got decent start when they went on a 12-game losing streak. They got better pitching. They just couldn't hit. Now they're starting to hit a little bit more. They can't pitch. They're out of these games like that.
Yeah.
You look up and it's 4-0 in the first, second inning, and it's like, oh, I guess this game's over. And again, even if they were 500, this would be inexcusable.
Right.
This is the second, third highest payroll in baseball.
Yeah.
For a team that is 13 games under 500. Listen, we got Lindor back. Yippee. The season's over. It's over. I mean, listen, I'm a guy who can hold out hope. We saw with the OMG. This series, you get swept by the Cubs 4 games at home after losing 2 in a row to end the Philly series. You lose 4 games at home in a series where you commit 8 errors in the final 2 games. It's over. And it's embarrassing. And these guys should be held accountable. And again, Mendoza, not his fault. But this team's obviously not locked in. They obviously don't care enough if they're committing 6 errors.
Yeah.
And again, David Stearns came into this season relying on David Peterson. Stinks. Kodai Senga. Stinks. Sean Manaea. Stinks. And he wants to look us in the face as Mets fans and tell you that injuries to the starting rotation have been a problem with the pitching. Clay Holmes, valid, was their best pitcher. Other than that, all of these guys who stink are guys that they were relying on.
Right.
And Jonah Tong's not where they thought they were. Well, develop him. Like, that's on you guys. Develop him. They relied on Mark Vientos and Brett Beatty to be major players in this lineup at first base. Beatty in the outfield, second base, third base. The utility guy. They both stink. It's over. Mark Vientos had 1 good season. It was nice knowing it. It's over. Brett Beatty has never turned out. It's over. Francisco Alvarez has an addiction, and it's to double plays. And Alvarez is not even high on my list. But it's true. He grounds into 1 million double plays. It's very discouraging. It's disappointing, and thank God for the New York Knicks, because run prevention. Never forget it. All right. Well, now I got that off my chest.
It seemed like you needed to blow off some steam when it came to the Mets.
It's just like, what are we like? Again, it's what are we doing?
Yeah.
How is this acceptable? To the New York Yankees and the Red Sox as well. I guess we could talk about this game a little bit more, maybe when we get to the Red Sox, in terms of the Red Sox take game 1 in the Yankees series. In terms of the Yankees, I mean, they lost their series to the Reds, then won their series against the Tigers, and I think that they've done, all in all, a very good job of just kind of not even scuffling, just holding their own, and they made a little bit of a run, especially when Judge went out. But without Judge, they're maintaining their 2-game lead in the American League East. The only thing other than that I really have is that the Jazz Chisholm.
Yeah,
the lollipop at second base.
Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Boone said it.
It's ridiculous.
You just
it's
can't
absolutely ridiculous.
You just can't do it.
I also saw, I think there was another time he had a lollipop on the field as well earlier in the season that no one saw. But absolutely ridiculous.
We talked a lot about the Yankees last week. Tommy and I did, and again, Goldschmidt has been great. Ben Rice, obviously, all season has played above his his pay grade, or whatever you want to say. And they've gotten some contributions from other guys. The Jazz was playing a little bit better. Now McMahon's out at third. I think really the things to watch, we know what this team is. It just comes down, again, to the playoffs and what they do in the playoffs. And we've said it all year long. And at the trade deadline, you're going to look for what can they improve the catcher position, which still they cannot figure out. They have guys in, Wells is in 165. And third base is another one with Rosario. Obviously can hit lefties, but McMahon has been a little bit underwhelming. Yeah. That's a position.
And Rosario also made a crucial error tonight that wound up costing them.
Well, let's just go to the Red Sox in this game. I did not watch this game, admittedly. I was doing news things.
Sure. As you were required to do now.
That is what I do. Now, listen, the Red Sox, bad.
Stink.
Bad team.
Bad.
14.5 out of the American League East.
Not good. 13 below 500.
5
games out of wild.
They are basically the Mets, but they play in the American League where they're only 5 games back somehow.
Yeah.
So they have not been good, but anytime you can beat the Yankees, I'm sure for you, that's nice.
Yeah, listen, feels good. Beat the Yankees, beat Cam Schlittler, which about time. Listen, tonight was nice. The Ahmed Rosario lets a ball go between his legs that could have been a potentially inning-ending double play. Instead, the Red Sox score a run, get another on a sac fly later in the inning, and then Caleb Durbin goes yard for a 2-run home run, who has been, surprisingly, the Red Sox really best hitter the last couple of weeks, which is kind of shocking. But yeah, listen, the Red Sox actually had a point over the last week. They went to Seattle. They had a horrible homestand because they're just terrible at Fenway Park. The Red Sox are 13-25 at Fenway Park, where if there's anything that I will rant about, I'm fairly certain this is by far the worst mark in the league, and quick glance, I think it is. The Red Sox have perhaps the ability to have the biggest home field advantage given the quirks of Fenway Park and the fact that they have one of, if not the worst home record in baseball is absolutely absurd, and Breslow should be fired just for that alone.
Breslow.
They had a horrible homestand. They went to Seattle, took 2 of 3. And then had the chance to go into Colorado and pick up some much-needed wins before coming home for this Yankee series. Game 1, Red Sox were winning 2-0. They give up 8 straight hits to end the game. Garrett Whitlock gets bailed out by poor base running and a couple of good throws from Cedon Rafael and Wilyer Abreu. So they're still leading going into the 9th. And then Chapman gives up 4 straight hits, and they lose the game in stunning fashion. Bounced back the next day, and then went on to lose the series finale because of an error. So the Red Sox have just been bad. Couldn't even beat the Rockies. But beating the Yankees, always nice. It was good. Very good outing from Connolly early, I think. Takeaway for the season, you have young pitching that will hopefully be good. The sad truth about this Red Sox team is Breslow reliant way too much on young, unproven talent, which just sometimes in the major leagues just takes time to develop. And, with Roman Anthony out and Marcelo Meyer kind of finding his footing after a couple of injury-riddled seasons, this team just isn't that good. But beating the Yankees tonight always feels good. Hopefully they can do it again tomorrow.
The Mets are on pace to lose 94 games.
The Red Sox are right now on pace for their worst 162-game season since it's been a very long time. It would be their second worst.
We're talking Valley Cats after the break. All right, welcome back. We will move to the Tri-City Valley Cats. And last week, we kind of compared the Valley Cats to the Mets when they were playing a little bit better, in the sense that the Mets seemed like they were kind of middling and were a run away from getting back into things.
Yeah.
The Mets have tanked since then. The Valley Cats still kind of in that range where they dug themselves a hole. They're 8 games under 500, and they've gone 5-5, over their last 10. And they, I believe, we're recording this. They had a rain delay.
They rain shortened game. They lost.
So
they
they
just
lost.
got swept by the Boulders.
So, and it was 11-2. So not good. And like the Red Sox, they're kind of like the Mets and the Red Sox, which is not what you want to hear. They're 5-13 or 14, 5-14 at home. So not good stuff happening at the Joe of late. But plenty of season to turn it around. What say you, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been, I was at the game tonight for first couple innings, talking to a couple people there. A lot of walks, hits batsmen. Pitching's got to be a little better for this team. I think similar to the Red Sox, around 500. Right now they're 500 on the road. They've just been bad at the Joe, and I think, I have to imagine that's something that manager Greg Taggart wants to improve. I think obviously not the start that they wanted, but you're a run away from being right back in the playoff chase, and still plenty of season to go for this team. But also Jake Reinish, contract purchased by the A's.
The Shengrad.
So congrats
moving
to him.
on to the A's organization. So that's the third player that they have lost.
Fourth this year.
The fourth player that they've lost to a major league organization this year. So, I mean, that also could have something to do with it in terms of why they're not playing their best. They're losing guys to pro organizations, which is always, even though it's not a good thing for the team, it is a good thing for the organization that they are
always exciting.
A feeder program, so to speak, and turning guys, giving them that opportunity. They also, listen, if you're watching this, if it's not 7 o'clock yet, they've got the Grateful Dead night coming up.
Yeah.
I tried on one of those jerseys earlier in the week. They were sweet. The
tie-dye did jerseys. You? Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah, they were sweet. Another team that is starting to struggle here locally, the Albany Firebirds. I mean, a couple weeks ago, they had not lost an AF1 game ever.
Yeah.
They won the championship last year, undefeated in their first season, and they won their first, let me just make sure, 1, 2, 3,
it was 8.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. Now they've lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
The first loss, it was the offense. They only scored 39 points. Second loss, it was defense. They scored 69. They gave up 78 at Nashville.
I mean, listen, Nashville's a really good team. They were the team that was going into it in second place behind the Firebirds, same team they beat in the championship last year. I think probably caught a little off guard by Michigan at home, and then last week that was a big game. They had to go on the road. It's late in the season, and Nashville got a big win. They play them again in a couple of weeks at home in their season finale, so a chance to bounce back. But now all of a sudden the 1 seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs, the Firebirds got some work to do.
Yeah, now that looks like that. I mean, without having the rest of the schedules in front of me, that looks like that could end up being potentially 4 home field because Nashville's now 8-1, Albany's 8-2. Albany plays Beaumont on Sunday, July 5th, so next week. They have a week off to regroup. They only gave up 12 points to Beaumont the first time, so Beaumont's 3-5. It's a game you should bounce back in. So if they can bounce back there, they could be going in that with 2 losses and a chance to give Nashville either their second loss, or if they have 2 losses by that point, their third. So I don't know what the tiebreaker would be if they split. That is for another day.
Yeah.
But, listen, this is an organization that has, continuously been a premier organization in, whatever league they were in, minus Antonio Brown, which is a different organization.
Yep, this is true.
Different organization. But especially once we've gotten into there was the AF1 and then there was the year before where it was the AFL. They're a perennial championship contender. And again, when they got into the league last year, they didn't lose a game until a couple weeks ago. So this stuff happens. They've got Sam Castronova. They've got Damon Ware, who's been there, done that. And if they have those two guys, we'll see. I think they can figure it out.
Yeah.
Plenty of football left.
Oh,
and speaking of football, we're talking 2 types of football after the break.
Yeah.
That's a tease. Welcome back. 2 types of football. Start with the American kind.
All right.
The Buffalo Bills unveiled their new stadium. Of course, this has been some time in the making. It looked. I mean, listen. There's plenty of stuff online if you want to take a look at it. Looked awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it looks beautiful.
I like that they can keep it open if they want to. I like the cold games. I don't want just complete dome.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Not in Buffalo.
No. As much as I don't want the Jets playing in the Bills' home field advantage, that's a huge part of the Bills' home field advantage.
And it's cool. I mean, listen, we're fans of other teams in the AFC East, but this is obviously kind of a high for the Bills. Obviously, they haven't knocked through the door and gone to that Super Bowl yet, or obviously haven't won the Super Bowl yet. But they've got a fun team. They've got Josh Allen. They've got a lot of momentum, so it's cool to see them have a new place to play and a new look.
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's first of all, beautiful stadium. I'm sure many Bills fans are going to miss the old one. I know that was such a special place for that organization, but I mean, such a nice new building, and it's cool. You're right, it is cool that it's coming at a time when there's excitement around the organization to begin with. They're not just opening up a new stadium for the team to go and, put up a 3-14 season. This is going to be a team that's going to be playing meaningful games in that building right away. So
I think what do they play? Thursday Night Football, their first home game?
I think they open
the Lions,
Thursday. I think that's right. They'll play meaningful games there. I mean, who knows if they'll host a playoff game in the first year because the Patriots are going to be good again, but they're going to be playing meaningful football there right away.
But yeah, week 2, Thursday Night Football against the Lions in Buffalo. That's going to be that place is going to be rocking.
Oh, it's going to be insane.
Let's talk the other type of football. World Cup.
Yeah.
Listen, we can't do we don't have time for a whole World Cup breakdown. And I'm going to be honest, I've really been mainly paying attention to the United States. They won back-to-back games for the first time since 1930, which is wild.
Yeah.
They won Group D. It will explain why we put World Cup last. Obviously, we know it's very big. And It's on Fox. Watch it on Fox. The game was going on against Turkey during this.
Yes, we started recording this during the second half.
So we wanted to give it time to end so we could talk about it at the end. They lost to Turkey. I know what you're thinking. Well, that doesn't sound good. The U.S., they didn't play a lot of their players.
No.
This was a tune-up game. It didn't mean anything. They were already through to the round of 32.
They already had their opponent.
They'll play Bosnia. So while you'd still like to win, no one should. It was an extra minute goal against a team that was just playing to try to get a win and get on the board against United States backups.
Yeah, I think, stoppage time goal, you never want to lose like that. And I'm sure for the guys who are out there, that's a tough way to go. But I think more importantly, seems like everyone got through it healthy. You got Christian Pulisic out there for a little bit. Let him get his legs under him after missing out. Because if he didn't play tonight, it would have been almost 3 weeks in between their opener when he got hurt and the knockout stage game. So I think it was good to get him out there. He looked pretty good. Tough to lose the way that they did. You would have liked to get the draw, but
now the real fun begins.
Yeah, listen, the first team has looked phenomenal. Through their first 2 games. So Listen,
and they
you
shouldn't
get
have.
Bosnia.
And listen, they'll get back out there. They'll knock off some of the rust against Bosnia. They shouldn't have.
Yeah,
much.
This is going to be fun.
So, all right, we went 10 for 10. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend.